Recording in progress.
Welcome to a public hearing held today, April 20th, 2026, of the Newark Central Planning Board under the Open Public Hearing Act of 1973, also known as the Sunshine Law. In accordance with the New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, Section 5, adequate notice of the hearing has been provided by notifying the Newark Star Ledger and Jersey Journal. Online newspapers also. The schedule of regular hearings and conferences has been posted on the designated bulletin board in the basement of City Hall and filed in the office of the city clerk during January 2026. In addition to adequate notice under the Open Public Meetings Act, electronic notice of this remote public meeting, as is permitted under NJSA 1049.3, was also placed on the City of Newark website. Members of the public can make public comments by audio or by audio and video as permitted by the Zoom electronic communication platform. Now, while in this Zoom meeting, press on raise hand. The bottom of your computer screen or mobile device, raise hand allows participants to notify the host that they would like to speak without interrupting. If you are calling in, you would press *9 on your telephone to raise your hand. The Central Planning Board will be mindful of the number of items on the agenda and will move as expeditiously as possible to complete the agenda. However, due to the amount of development requiring board review and the complexity of projects, it may not be possible to hear every item if the meeting runs later than 11 p.m. In the event that the agenda is not complete by 11 p.m. tonight, the board will finish hearing the application in process, but no new application will be called after that item is complete. Any applications that were not heard by that time will be rescheduled to the earliest available date, which will be announced on the record if possible. The meeting of the Newark Central Planning Board will now come to order. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spate.
Present.
Commissioner De Silva.
Present.
Commissioner James.
Here.
Commissioner Purdy.
Present.
Commissioner Austin.
Here.
Commissioner Miles. Madam Chair.
Here. Present. All right, so we're going to start with adjournments this evening. The first adjournment is CPB 25-94. The address is 618 through 620 South 20th Street.
Promoting Ms. Curlow.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you all? So I'm Jennifer Carrillo Perez of Conofoli on behalf of 441 Summer 2 LLC. This time we're requesting an adjournment. I know there are a lot of dates there, but candidly, the adjournments, the first initial adjournments were not our necessarily fault. It was the city hadn't had a surveyor. We have a conflict today with the with one of the representatives, and so we're respectfully requesting an adjournment to the next available hearing date.
Madam Secretary, do we have a date?
June 22nd.
June 22nd. All right. Ms. Carrillo Perez, does that work for you?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much.
All right. The next adjournment that we have is CPB 25-103. That address is...
Good evening, Madam Chair. Good evening, everyone. Noemia Velosi on CPB 25-103. Madam Chair, in review, both the planner and the engineering department pointed out that we need parking variances on this application. We did not notice 4 parking variances, so we need to adjourn so that we can renotice everybody.
Okay. About how long would that take?
Less than 30 days, I assume.
Do we have a date, Madam Secretary?
July 6th.
All right, so July 6th.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You are very welcome. All right. Next on the agenda is an extension. The application is CPB 20-13 at 78 through 82 Walnut Street. Good evening again.
Again, Jennifer Carrillo Perez, on behalf of the applicant, owner of the property, which is 78 Walnut Homes Realty, as it relates to 7882 Walnut Street. This property is located in the Living Downtown plan, so it's a redevelopment plan. The zoning has not changed. They were able to secure approvals in 2020 and have received 2 one-year extensions. They have resubmitted compliance plans fairly recently, but we're still waiting to hear back from the city. And so as a result of that, we're requesting our final 1-year extension. And hopefully this will satisfy the city's requirements so we can proceed with permitting.
Ms. Carrillo Perez, you're waiting to hear back from the city with regards to which aspects of the application?
The compliance review. So I'm waiting I'll confirm with Ms. Hassine, but I know water sewer is what I was told was the last iteration.
Okay.
So the planner's reports usually come back fairly quickly. I have to verify here, but I do know, my discussion with the client was that there were some questions, and some connection issues with water sewer.
All right. Okay, so a 1-year extension. And commissioners, do any of you have any questions with regards to the extension for 1 year on this application? All right, city professionals, I see AJ is on. You have any question, comment? No, I see. All right, Mr. Plata.
Yeah, I was just, Ms. Carrillo Perez, what are the dates for when was this approved and?
So this was approved in 2020. They received two years extensions. And while the municipal land use law gives you some extensions as it relates to the years, it also has case law that stipulates that in the event of no zoning changes and the zoning still stands. And in this instance, while the city did adopt a new master plan and a change in zoning in 2023, they did not touch the redevelopment plans. So the zoning in this area has not changed from its original approval.
So what would be what's the proposed extension date?
I would say since the approval was October, I would say that's when the resolution was memorialized. I would assume October of 2026 would be the date we're seeking.
Okay.
Right. All right, no questions from the commissioners with regards to the extension. Do I have to open it up to the public? I'm opening up to the public. If there are any members of the public that have any question with regards to this extension, please raise your hand at this time.
Seeing none.
All right, so we would need a motion with regards to an extension going into October 2026 for this application.
Motion to extend.
Second.
All right, moved by Commissioner Purdy and seconded by Commissioner Austin. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spate,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Miles. Madam Chair,
Yes, your extension has been approved until October 2026.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. All right, so next we're on to a courtesy review, CPB 2629. The address is 368 to 378 Bloomfield Avenue.
Uh, Good evening, Chair, members of the board. My name is Tosin Adetutu. I'm a supervising engineer with the City of Newark Water and Sewer Department, professional engineer licensed in the state of New Jersey 60715. And I'm here to present the project, the reconstruction of Southern Temple Park.
Mr. Adetutu, can you turn your camera on or no?
My camera is on. Hold on. Do you see this?
We cannot see. We see your name. Maybe slide your if there's a slide on the top of your computer that covers the camera.
It's all open right now. Give me one second.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Can you see me now?
Now we have you.
Okay, I think I needed some permissions to share the video.
Okay, Mr. Plata, do you need to swear him?
Yeah, let me swear, man. Can you raise your hand? Do you solemnly swear, affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name, spell your last name, state your affiliation for the record.
Tosin Adetutu, the supervising engineer, City of Newark Water and Sewer Department, professional engineer in the state of New Jersey.
All right. You're accepted by the board. You can proceed with your presentation, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So this project is for the reconstruction of Southern Temple Park. And the park sits at the intersection of Bloomfield Avenue, First Avenue, and North 6th Street. There's a structure in the center, also known as the Quanah Gate, or called the Bloomfield Tower. It was designed in 1917 by the Newark Water Bureau to mark the point where the city water mains converged. And this park has stood at this corner for more than a century. It currently carries the name Salvatore Bentempo Park, and we are going to be restoring this historical water supply landmark and returning a usable public space to the neighborhood into the Bloomfield Avenue corner. This project is going to be part of our long-term control plan. We're going to be working on 120 sites. This is one of them. The idea behind this is to reduce the frequency and the volume of CSOs downstream. This site is also the most visible sites of the ones we're working on. The project is going to be funded. It's a partnership between the Water and Sewer Department, the Newark Parks and Recreation Department, and the Bloomfield Avenue Commercial Services District bid. As part of these projects, the elements include installing new permeable pavers and some select locations. There's going to be stormwater planters capturing runoff from adjacent sidewalk and curb areas. There'll be enhanced lighting. We're going to have lighting in the new concrete curbs to beautify the area. There'll be benches like in a park, small table and chairs for residents to enjoy. The project has been reviewed and will be built to all Newark standards, the department standards, as well as the state standards. Thank you.
Is there a rendering that you want to show us? You weren't sharing your screen. We were just watching you.
Okay.
There it is. Okay, you're loading. Beautiful. All right, get that one page.
All right. Do you see this? This is aerial view existing location, Bloomfield Avenue, North 6th and First Avenue. We could see Dickies somewhere in this picture, Calandrias. So this kind of like locates you on what we're talking about. This is the water tower right here. And this is how the site currently looks today. And this is what the proposed concept is going to be. So you can see the concrete pavers, stormwater planters, rain gardens, benches and tables, planned. So this will be this is the idea as compared to what we currently have today, which is this.
Beautiful. All right. Commissioners, do any of you have any questions for Ms. Tutu? All right. Professionals, did any of you have questions?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, Ms. Gruhl.
I just have one. It was in our memo. It certainly seems like a very nice project. We just were wondering, since the proposed seating areas are movable, how will the city ensure those are not removed by members of the public?
Yes, thank you for that. We considered that. We considered putting permanent fixtures on site and bolting into the concrete. But we have the Bloomfield Improvement District. They will be working on the operation and maintenance. And so they will be in charge of ensuring that those site furnishings are there and are kept safe.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gruhl. Are there any other professionals that have questions with regards to this courtesy review? All right, I don't see any. So at this time, if there are any members of the public who have any questions, comments with regards to this application, CPB 2629, please raise your hand at this time and we'll bring you in.
Seeing none.
All right. So that we don't see any, we need someone to present a motion with regards to this application.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, moved by Commissioner Purdy, seconded by Commissioner Austin to approve. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spate,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Miles. Madam Chair.
Yes, your application has been approved. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing that project come to completion.
All right, thank you.
Say, I never knew what the tower was about. I thought it was like a war monument or something. Learned something today. All right. So we're going into new applications. The first will be number 2 on the agenda. It's CPB 25-93, which is 331-335 South 18th Street. Good evening, Ms. Carilla Perez.
Good evening. Jennifer Carrillo-Perez of Foley on behalf of 18th Street TSADIK LLC, who's the owner of that property, 331-335 South 18th Street. If I can, it's just a subdivision application, and this property is located in the West Ward in the R2 1 to 3 family residential district. We are before you this evening seeking a subdivision of the property that currently measures 7,500 square feet. The property is currently developed with a 2.5-story dwelling and garage. The applicant proposes to clear the site of those structures and request the subdivision to create 3 new lots that will be designated per the memorandum and the subdivision review we received from the city as lot 2101, 2102, and 2103. Each of them will be designated an address of 331 for lot 1, 333 for lot 2, and 335 for lot 3.03. Each lot will measure 2,500 square feet. which is the minimum lot size that is permitted under the city's zoning ordinances. There are no variances that are being sought, as the structures that are on will be demolished and the site will be cleared. We received two reports. One would be the surveyor's subdivision report, and we have no issues in providing the additional information and commentary on our major subdivision map and Mylar when we come back to the city. We also received a report from the city's planning department, dated February 16th, 2026. There was one question raised in that report as it relates to whether any of the existing trees will be preserved. As of today, the applicant does not intend to remove them because they haven't designed what will be on the site. Certainly, depending on what happens, if they choose to proceed with an application or permitting for those respective lots, they will have to comply with the ordinances as it relates to landscaping. But I can confirm and at least attest that they will not, as of today, they do not have any plans to remove any of those trees on site. But again, the application before you this evening does not seek any variance relief. This is a subdivision request that will essentially be for vacant land to create 3 lots that will be in conformance with the city ordinance.
Commissioners, do any of you have questions? I do have a question. Do they have an idea if they're going to develop on those lots, if there would be fully conforming projects, or is it would it be a matter of coming back to us for approval?
Candidly, I haven't seen any plans. So I'm not sure if they do decide to do that and they are compliant, then they do not have to come back if it's within, what's permitted. Obviously, if they have any variances whatsoever, they will be required to come back, and it would probably be within the zoning board, assuming they stick to what's permitted in that zone. It'll be just variance relief. But I can say that I have not received any plans as it relates to the development of any of these parcels.
Okay. All right, so the commissioners, none of you have questions? Professionals, do any of you have questions with regards to the subdivision?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay. Members of the public, if any of you have questions with regards to this subdivision at 331 through 335 South 18th Street, please raise your hand now so we can bring you in.
Seeing none.
Okay. So at this time, we need a motion with regards to this application for subdivision.
Motion to move it.
Second.
Thank you. Moved by Commissioner Purdy, seconded by Commissioner James. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spate,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva.
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy.
Yes.
Commissioner Austin.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes. Your application has been approved.
Thank you.
All right. And you're up
I'm
next.
staying. Yeah.
All right. The next application is CPB 25-84-578 North 7th Street.
Madam Chair, if we can, it will be Adnan. We have Mr. Roma and John McDonough. Those are our professionals, if we can have them brought on. And Matt Seckler, not Matt Seckler, I'm sorry, Matt from John McDonough's office. I don't know if Mr. McDonough's on or Matthew. I don't see him on.
I'm promoting
So Daniel
Matt
is on-
Flynn.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. There you go, Matt Flynn. Thank you. Good evening again, Jennifer Lopez of Conofoli on behalf of Jose Sacuela and Maria Sumbachula. They are the owners of this property, 578 North 7th Street. And the property is located in a C2 community commercial zone. The applicants are long-term Newark residents. They reside in the city and are business owners. They currently own a restaurant on Bloomfield Avenue. And they are before you on a new application this evening seeking preliminary and final site plan approval and variance relief for the construction of a new 3-story mixed-use building at 578 North 7th Street. This project will include ground floor commercial retail space that will be used as a bakery cafe and will have 2 residential units above. In connection thereto, there is some variance relief that's being pursued that includes insufficient lot width, which is a pre-existing nonconformity, existing insufficient lot area, also a pre-existing nonconformity, rear yard setback, side yard setback, impervious lot coverage, landscaping, and one that was identified in the planner's report as it relates to illumination levels. You will hear from our professionals this evening as to those issues, and we will be able to alleviate at least 1 or 2 of those items, and as you'll hear throughout the course of this hearing this evening. Just a matter of housekeeping first. I want to note for the record that we did provide your board secretary with an affidavit of notice indicating that the notice of the application was published in the newspaper, circulated to the property owners within 200 feet, as well as posted, the sign was posted on the property at least 10 days prior to the hearing. We have 3 witnesses who will be providing testimony this evening. The first is our civil engineer, Adnan Khan, from AWZ Engineering. Then will be Daniel Roma, our project architect from Artec Studios, and Matt Flynn from John McDonough Planning Associates. Those are the 3 that you'll hear from this evening and walk you through the plans and the application. Before we begin, I just wanted to note for the record that we received 2 reports from the city. The first is a report from the Department of Engineering that's dated February 19th, 2026. The second is a planner's report dated February 16th, 2026. We did not receive another report from the Department of Water Sewer. So that, unless Madam Secretary, you've received one, we did not receive one and the portal did not have one, but we can confirm on the record that what we'll do is, these professionals are very well versed with city and the city professionals and departments, and we'll certainly make sure that we'll reach out to that department and coordinate with them to ensure that the plans satisfy the requirements on the record. So with that, I'd like to ask Mr. Khan to be sworn in, please.
Mr. Khan, do you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your affiliation for the record.
Adnan Khan, Khan, AWZ Engineering, and I'm the project engineer.
Counsel, can you please qualify your witness?
Absolutely. Mr. Khan, can you please provide the board the benefit of your educational background and the status of your license, please?
Sure. I have appeared in front of this board very frequently, but I have a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, master's degree in construction management, licensed professional engineer in multiple states, including New Jersey. My licenses are current. I've testified in front of federal court, superior court, and hundreds of boards throughout, including this board number of times.
You're accepted by the board, Mr. Khan.
Thank you.
Mr. Khan, you prepared the plans that were submitted as part of this application, correct?
That is correct, yes.
And you are familiar with the property and the zoning ordinances of the city, correct?
Correct.
All right. If you can, please provide the board with an overview of the property location, existing site conditions, and then walk them through the plans, please.
Sure. The property is 578 North 7th Street. It's in C2 zone, C2 commercial district. And again, I'm just going to zoom through our text map. It is a mid-block lot facing, close to Bloomfield Avenue and 18th Street. and then basically, as I mentioned, like it is in a C2 district, and it's an undersized lot. We are proposing mixed-use building, retail on ground floor, which, as Mr. Perez mentioned, like it will be a bakery type cafe type store, and on the upper floors we have 2 apartments. There are some pre-existing conditions, and there are some variances that the applicant is seeking. And I will leave it to our planner to go over detail and justification for those variances. As far as the parking, it's in a C2 zone. There are no parking requirements for the project, and the applicant is not proposing any parking for this project. Okay. So currently the site is unimproved, as you can see. The property slopes from the rear, which is the north, I would say west side towards the south, to the front, slopes slightly. There is no existing structure currently present. In Mr. Traficante's report, there are some encroachments referenced and mentioned, notably the fence in the front along the street right of it on North 7th Street. Then again, just for the testimony purposes, this existing fence will be removed from the right of way. So this encroachment will no longer be there as part of this proposed development. There are some, I believe there is a slightly like the building to the left, which is lot 5. It is right on the property line. And the same thing, there is a sidewalk onto the right side, which is lot, I believe, is 4, I believe. So those adjacent properties will not be impacted as part of this proposal. As I mentioned before, the proposal is again the ground floor retail and upper floors residential. We are proposing 2 separate trash enclosures. The one in the back is to be used by the retail, which includes both the solid waste as well as recyclables. And there is one interior trash enclosure area which will be used by the residents.
And Mr. Khan, we can confirm that the garbage, I didn't mean to interrupt, will be handled by the property owner and will be a private haul. Is that correct?
That is my understanding, yes.
Okay, thank you.
We are proposing a shade tree in front of our building. And again, as Mr. Traficante in his reports mostly asks for at least minimum 5 feet from the property line, we have about 7.35 feet from the property line to the tree grade. So we comply with those requirements as well. As far as the stormwater, we are proposing, since one of the variants we are requesting is lot coverage. So in order to mitigate that lot coverage, we are proposing a stormwater management system through a dry well, where all the roof leaders will be connected to this dry well and then discharge through an overflow pipe to the city sewer system. All the utilities proposed for this project will be new. And again, will comply with water and sewer requirements, whatever the requirements they will consider for this project. We have the ability, we can comply. We have a small strip of green area at the west of the property. Currently, we are seeking a variance or a waiver from on-site tree requirement. But we have a small green area where definitely applicant can put some shrubs and enhance this area with some landscaping in the back. Also proposed are the lighting improvements, both in the front and the rear of the property for the residents as well as for the business. And I believe there is a comment in the planner's report about exceeding the requirement. We can we can probably work on complying with the requirement, but since this is more for eliminating the sidewalk area, and the 4.5 or the higher number is right close to the where the fixture is going to be installed. But as you can see, as it passes towards the street, the light intensity lowers. But in my opinion, I think this intensity is not certainly something that will have an adverse effect on anybody or any neighbors. It's more better security and safety for the area, especially for the entrances for our property. But if the board wishes, we will try to reduce this illumination and we can comply. That's pretty much I have got on the project.
Mr. Khan, just want to clarify a few things. We have a variance for insufficient lot width, 35 feet required, 25 feet proposed. That's pre-existing, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Insufficient lot area, we have 3,500 required, 2106.85 is what's proposed, and that is a pre-existing condition, correct?
That is correct, yes.
The rear yard setback, what's 20 feet abutting non-residential is required, and we have 5.9 feet that's proposed here. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Maximum impervious lot coverage, you just mentioned, 85% is required, 97.87% is proposed. We are putting, you indicated a dry well system to manage stormwater management. And so that's a variance that's all we're seeking as well, correct?
That is correct, yes.
As it relates to the lighting, you just indicated the illumination level at the front of the property is where there is an issue where we're exceeding the percentage. And we will work with the Department of Engineering should they have a problem that we can correct it so that we will be in compliance if required, correct?
That is correct.
We did discuss the side yard setback briefly that you indicated the adjoining property, the house actually sits, that structure sits on the property line. Therefore, the setback is the issue. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And as it relates to the landscaping, the shade tree in the back, while we are not providing one, there will be landscaping and the applicant will make the contribution to the tree fund. Is that correct?
That is correct.
We just clarified that the refuse will be privately hauled. There were a couple questions that were noted in Mr. Traficante's report as it relates to the encroachments and easements, and you addressed one of them regarding fencing. There was another one with respect to access. I believe it's item 2, Roman numeral 4 under survey. Something about access.
Yeah, currently, this lot is independent of any other lot as far as the access is concerned. We have a building right next to us to the south side of the property, and the property on the north has a concrete driveway. You can call it driveway or walkway between our lot line and their property. So there is no access restriction. There is an existing gate on the neighbor's property, which is not going to be impacted. It's going to stay as is. So we are not proposing any changes over there. So it seems like again, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there is an access easement required for any of the adjacent lots through our property.
Okay, great. And you had indicated any encroachments that exist will be removed, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I have no additional questions for you, Mr. Khan. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Traficante, I see that your hand is raised.
Madam Chairwoman.
All right.
Mr. Traficante, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state affiliation for the record.
My name is Charles Traficante, Traficante. I am a principal engineer and a professional engineer. I am in the employment at the City of Newark, Department of Engineering. My license is active and in good standing with the State Board. May I proceed?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Mr. Khan, I trust you have a copy of the Department of Engineering's report to the Planning Board dated February 19th.
Yes, I do.
2026. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And again, the item that you just gave testimony to, it's on page 2 under item 2, survey. It references an existing one-story garage with adjoining lot 14 located to the west, which I believe is all the way to the top of the screen, north being to the right, south being to the left, yeah.
Yeah.
And notes a block garage there, all right? And it appears, this area appears to indicate the only access to this garage on neighboring lot 14 is through subject lot 4. So we asked the applicant property owner to provide testimony to the board as to what existing access, ingress, egress easements that extend across the subject lot, as well as what utility easements exist within the subject lot, and for whose benefit do they serve? Do you know of any ingress, egress, or other utility easements? To either
No, they are
lot
not.
14 to the west or any other adjoining lots to the north or south?
No, as far as I know, there are no easements or access requirements. And I believe this block garage, this is the rear of the block garage on our property, I mean, facing our property.
So how do they access it?
Wait. I'm not sure, and Mr. Trafficante, maybe I should clarify, Mr. Khan, there was a structure on there that was recently demoed, correct?
That is correct.
So, Mr. Trafficante, that property was developed with a residential building fairly recently, and so that structure at the rear that you're suggesting, they never had access to that through their property. So we're not sure how they access. It's Bloomfield Avenue.
Yeah.
All right, but for the
Yeah,
record,
that lot has direct frontage on Bloomfield Avenue.
all right, I'm just wondering, do they have access to the garage from Bloomfield Avenue?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, all right. But as far as you know, there are no known ingress, egress easements or utility easements that extend through this subject lot 4 serving any other lots. Is that fair to say?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. And then getting back to site lighting. We go to page 4 of the engineer's report to the planning board. Okay. Item 5, lighting plan. Okay. Roman numeral 2. According to section 41:16622A of the Newark zoning land use regulations, the maximum allowable light intensity at a common property line with an adjoining residential use or residential zone property is 0.5 foot candles. Planning plan indicates a maximum illumination level of 4.2 foot candles on the north property line at some point. So I'm looking for it. Yeah, I think all the way up in the backyard there. Yeah. See in the corner.
This is
by-
0.62, 0.62.
Well,
Oh, you're talking about maybe
yeah,
here?
right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, again, like that we can definitely comply with that requirement. And again, just one thing I probably forgot to mention, like these light fixtures, they're all downward throw and full cutoff type light fixtures. So with the shields around them. But again, we can look at that numbers and that can be easily fixed. We will
And
comply
is it-
with that requirement.
Is there a wall around the rear property?
There is a structure in the back and then there is this brick pavers or
But
in the back,
looks
but
like-
there is a whole build. If you look at it, this is the building outline on the adjacent lot right here.
right, and that fence you show along the rear yard, is that on top of a wall?
No, it's behind the wall, but it's not on our property.
Oh, all right, so that belongs
Yeah.
to somebody else then, huh?
Correct.
All right, so you can comply with putting a shield or a hood on that corner of the building?
Yes.
Okay, and then the last item on the lighting. Again, page 4, item 5, lighting plan, Roman numeral 3. According to section 41:16-6-22F of the Newark zoning land use regulation, the minimum required illumination level within a pedestrian walkway, bikeway is 0.5 foot candles. Lighting plan indicates 0.0 foot candles within the walkway in the side yard on the south side of the dwelling within subject lot 4. I think it might be the north side. This side, it looks like, yeah, I think on
Right
that
there.
side, there's a walkway. And it shows 000 all along that side. Is there a walkway that runs to a door?
I believe it's a walkway. It's more like a concrete a walkway. Yes, you're right, but I don't think so. There is it's an emergency. I believe, I will leave it for Mr. Roma to address it, like the purpose of this walkway. But it seems like it's not something that has been used or traveled area. Just to keep the separation between the buildings per the code requirement, I think this was created there. But I will leave it to Mr. Roma to address that.
Should it be for a fire exit, emergency exit? Would it be illuminated?
if it's required, yes, we can add some fixtures in that area.
All right. All right then. And then last but not least, is there anything in the Department of Engineers report to the planning board dated February 19th, 2026 you cannot comply with that you have not already asked for relief for?
No, I think most of these comments I see like in the report, like are either already addressed or we don't have any issues as far as site plan grading and lighting comments that you have. So yeah, and I don't see any issues there.
Well, I want to make certain because you show 6 utility trenches out in the street. We went through this 2 weeks ago. And you're in the middle of the block. So under city ordinance, you are required to pave that street. It's a short block, about 250 feet, but you're mid-block. And your utility plan shows 6 utility trenches. One of which is sanitary. I think one's fire protection line, sanitary sewer, storm, gas, and then you also show, I think, telephone and cable TV going underground into the street. Based on what's being shown, I count 6 utility trenches. That triggers the ordinance 4114, I think 3-1-11B. So I'm being upfront with you and going, listen, as stated in the report, last page of the report to the planning board, citing the ordinance, based on what's being shown, you triggered the need to resurface that roadway.
Yeah, I think, as I said, like, I mean, I think applicant doesn't have any issues if we go from east side to west side, curb to curb, and throughout the entire lot frontage of our property, but curb to curb.
Not the lot, the block. There's a big difference.
What is it?
It's not the frontage of the lot, it's the block. When you get to 6 trenches or more, you are required under city ordinance to pave the entire block. Not the frontage, the block. And it's about 250 linear feet. You go down the center.
One thing, yeah, I understand. And one thing what we can do, I know like we do show, because I think that's a requirement to show the electric and cable TV and telephone lines on the plan. So that's why we showed it. Yeah. But again, based on my experience, the existing infrastructure in the area is all above ground. And I'm pretty sure, and again, we can double check with the utility companies providing that the electric, the cable TV, and the telephone, I don't think so that we will be required to go underground by the utility company. So those things can be eliminated, but we can double check. So if it number goes less than 6, then I believe we will do curb to curb. If it goes 6 or above, then applicant will comply with the ordinance.
Because you do show the electric coming off a utility pole, but you do show the telephone and the internet cable TV going underground to some conduits out in the street. I know if you got your utility plan, you want to pull that up, we can take a look at it here and now. All right, to show everyone what you're showing. You go out to the street, yeah.
I think, and I'll defer to the board chair, but I think what we can confirm on the record is that we'll double check, and if it's under 6, then we'll do what we propose, and if it's over 6, we are obligated to comply with the ordinance, Mr. Trafficante. We won't object to that if it's over 6.
No, it's 6 or more.
Yes, 6 or more, I apologize, 6 or more, correct.
All right.
We'll agree to do that once we get verification.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Trafficante. Thank you, Ms. Carrillo Perez. Ms. Gruhl.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to clarify illumination. I believe, Mr. Khan, you have stated that you will comply with all of the illumination standards, and therefore there will be no variance associated with any of the illumination standards. Is that correct?
Yeah, partially correct. Yeah, like I was talking about this particular spot where the existing, the proposed lighting is 4.2 compared to what is required. We will definitely reduce this. But again, if the board wishes, the illumination level, if exceeding on the sidewalk, we can comply with it. But in my opinion, I think it's better to have a little bit more lighting for the sidewalk area for the safety and security. And it's not too much that we are seeking. But again, if the board wishes to comply with the requirements on the front sidewalk, we will comply with that also.
Mr. Khan, I think that what we referred to in our memo is in the back there. where you were showing that the property lines adjacent to residential uses, the 0.62, that would trigger a variance. The cap is 0.5 foot candles. Will you comply with that?
Yeah, we will comply with that, yes.
Okay, thank you. So that would eliminate the variance that we identified in our memo.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, your next professional.
Thank you. Mr. Khan, if you
Thank
can
you.
stop the share screen, great. It's Daniel Roma, please.
Mr. Roma, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and your affiliation for the record.
My name is Daniel Angel Roma. I'm the licensed architect for Artec Studio LLC, and my license is current.
Counsel may qualify your witness.
Great, thank you. Mr. Roma, you stated your license is current and good standing. Can you just provide the benefit of your educational background for the board?
Yes, I have a bachelor degree in architecture from the University of Buenos Aires, Argentina. I came to this country in 1985. Since then, I've been involved in the field of architecture. And in year 2000, I became a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey. And since then, I've been in front of many boards.
Mr. Roma, you're accepted.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roma, you prepared the plans as part of this application, correct?
Yes.
And you are familiar with the property and the city ordinances as it relates to this property, correct?
Yes.
And if you can, please provide the board with an overview of what is proposed on this site, the proposed new mixed-use project, please.
Yes. Okay. Can you see the
Yes.
plans?
Yes,
All
we
right. The property is located at 578 North 7th Street, lot number 4, block 593. And what we're doing is when we started this project almost 2 years ago, there was a building on this location, and but last year our client demolished the existing two-family that was there before. This is an area that called C2, Community Commercial, and that's why our client decided to do a mixed-use building. A mixed-use building where on the first floor will be a commercial space, a bakery dash coffee that will be on the first floor, and 2 apartments on the second floor. The building will have on the first floor 23 feet by 73.5 feet long. The total square foot of the first floor is 1,538 square feet. And on the second floor and third floor will be the same, with 1,692 square feet each, for a total of 4,922 square feet, the total building. Let me go to the first floor. The ground floor, first floor, you can see here on the first floor, we have a 23 feet by 53 feet. On the front, we have to the left, the entrance to the 2 apartments. We have first the electric meter and gas meter, Amazon lockers. Then we have a door going to the upstairs, and then we have another door going to the garbage and recycling that is going to be used this area for the 2 apartments above. To the right side, we have the entrance to the cafeteria. We have a U-shaped counter with some tables. most of the work the owner can explain better, but will be like a takeout business. We have two bathrooms, both are handicapped, and in the back we have the kitchen. The kitchen is 18 feet 5 inches by 30 feet deep, and there we have the stoves, the fryers, and the oven. To prepare the bakery that my client is planning to sell. If we go now to the second floor, on the second floor, we have the apartment. The apartment gross area is 1,692 square feet. As soon as you come up to the second floor, we have the door coming into the apartment. You have to the front a master bedroom with a walk-in closet and master bathroom. And to the left, we have another bedroom with a balcony to the front. Both bedrooms that are facing the street has a walk-in closet. There is another bedroom to the back, 8 feet by 15. The front, the master bedroom is 11 by 16 with a walk-in closet of 7 by 8. The other bedroom is 11 by 13 with a walk-in closet 7 by 7.4. In the back, we have a kitchen with a U shape and a dining area and living room. The total square feet of this apartment is 1,304 square feet. The third floor is similar to this floor. I forgot to talk about the laundry, mechanical room. We have the washer and dryer on each floor of these two apartments. Also, this is a total of 1,692 square feet apartment. And on the roof, we have the HVAC units. The HVAC units will be protected and covered from that way you cannot be seen from the outside with the screeners.
And so, Mr. Roman, just to confirm, there was a comment that was noted, I believe, in the planner's report to confirm that the equipment will be set back from the roof edge at least 1 foot for every 1 foot above the roof line that the equipment projects. Here we have 4 feet, so we're just confirming that it will be set back so that it's not visible, correct?
Yes, the units will be in the back of the property and will be in the middle. And there will be a fence around that there will be a total of 6'8" by 10'8", where the HVAC will be inside.
Okay.
This is the front elevation. The front elevation we're using hardy planks, and you can see we're playing with the facade. I'm going to show in a couple the rendering. Here you see on the first floor we're using iron spot glaze color black gray brick, and we have also the main entrance of the storefront. We have a sign that will comply with the requirement. The sign is 8 feet by 1 feet 6 inches. We're using glass railing and a hardy architectural panel siding, color smoke white. Also a hardy architectural panel siding, color gray, and different colors as you can see on the facade. Sorry. This is the rendering that we prepared for this project. And,
I'm gonna,
we'll
yeah, I'm gonna
receive-
mark it with the A1, Mr. Black. I apologize, Madam Chair.
Yeah, and this is the way that will looks our mixed use building.
And how many sheets is this, Mr. Roma?
There are 2 pages.
Great, okay. So we'll get that over to your board secretary, and these are the renderings, correct?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Roma, on your plans, it has store sing instead of store sign.
Maybe it's just meant to be singing.
Sorry.
It will, so we'll comply with signage, right? That's the important part. So we will ensure that whatever signage is being proposed is in compliance, correct, Mr. Roma?
Yes.
And I think what we also wanted just to know for the record that it is anticipated that the operations here will be limited to what the ordinance permits, and then the applicant has indicated there will be they plan to operate between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and that was noted on the plans, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any of you have questions for Mr. Roma? All right, I can't see professionals. Do any of you have questions for Mr. Roma?
No, Madam Chair.
All right. Thank you. All right. Mr. Flynn.
Mr. Flynn.
Mr. Flynn, do you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your affiliation for the record.
Yeah, Matt Flynn, FLYNN, employed by John McDonough Associates. I'm the professional planner for the applicant.
Counselor may qualify your witness.
So, Mr. Flynn, can you please provide the board the benefit of your educational background and the status of your license, please?
Yes, education comes from Rutgers, master's degree in planning and public policy, professional planners licensed in the state of New Jersey, as well as the AICP licensure, which is the national licensure for planners. Testified before this board and many others.
You're accepted by the board, Mr. Flynn.
Thank you. And fine institution that is Rutgers. So, Mr. Flynn, you've had an opportunity to review the plans, correct?
Yes,
And you've heard the testimony this evening, correct?
I have.
And you're familiar with the property
Yes,
and the relief that's being sought as part of this application. Is that correct?
that is correct.
If you can, please provide the board with your analysis as it relates to the relief that's being sought for this application. That includes the site plan as well as the variance relief.
Sure. So at this point, I think the board has a pretty good idea of what's being proposed this evening. It's a relatively modest building, I would say, in terms of the size, the scale of what we're proposing. Just 2 residential units with a small neighborhood scale retail business on the first floor. The board was just shown the nice architectural renderings. We saw how people are going to move within the property by virtue of Mr. Roma's floor plans. Nice, well-appointed units, spacious and comfortable. So really just to kind of just to backtrack and just focus on the variance relief that we're seeking this evening. We are in the C2 zone where mixed use is a permitted use. In terms of the relief that we're seeking a lot area and lot width, which are existing dimensional standards, rear setback, as well as impervious coverage. And I think really from a planning standpoint, if we were to zoom out and look at the property itself, none of the relief that we're seeking this evening is going to constitute something that is going to fly in the face of what we see out there in the context of the neighborhood. I think when we look at what's immediately behind us, we have some buildings that front on Bloomfield. I don't believe that there are any doors or anything like that behind those buildings. There's no reason for anybody to need to walk through our property to get to those buildings. It's basically just the back of some commercial buildings. And then if we're facing the property and we look to the right, we see 2 family structures going all the way down until you get to Bloomfield Avenue. So here we have a nice mix of 2 family dwellings, and then of course that commercial component along Bloomfield, So providing a nice mix of what we see in the neighborhood with both commercial and residential. So with that, I think we can look to the C2 balancing test, whereby the benefits of the application as a whole substantially outweigh any detriments. In terms of project positives, we look to the municipal land use law. Purpose A, promotion of the general welfare. Here we're providing for a variety of housing options to meet the needs of all New Jersey residents. We're providing a permitted use in the zone, getting that nice mixed use development there to provide neighborhood scale retail. Not only providing a commercial use, but providing a residential base to support local businesses at the same time. Purpose G, variety of uses in appropriate locations. I hinted that I think this is going to be compatible in terms of what we see here. If we were to look to the left on Adnan's site plan, you would actually see these properties get smaller and smaller until you get to Bloomfield. So this block is sort of a unique configuration of lots, not something that is characterized by exaggerated yards or rear yards. So what we're proposing, I think, is going to fit right in. And finally, Purpose I deals with aesthetics, and I think I need say no more. We just saw Mr. Roma's beautiful renderings. This is going to substantially complement the streetscape. It's going to provide a highly attractive building, we think, and we're very happy with how that's going to look, and we hope the board is as well. The flip side to that is the negative criteria: no substantial detriment to the public or to the zone. Here we actually have a building that is pretty compliant from a zoning perspective. We comply with building height, front setback, side setbacks, building coverage. So again, from a mass and scale standpoint, we're looking at a nice, modest building, nothing too large or nothing that's going to overpower the property. I talked about the fact that the dimensional relief is existing, the area and the width, we're not changing that. In terms of impervious coverage, we heard our engineer talk about the stormwater management. I believe he's addressed that, as well as the fact that we comply with building coverage. I would say that a lot of the variances that we're seeking this evening are really the result of us working with an undersized lot. Even if we were going for a single family property, we would still be undersized. So again, it's a function of this block has pretty unique lots therein. So with that, I believe the negative criteria is satisfied, as well as the positives. I think this is an overall appropriate project that's going to complement the area and not have any substantial detriment to the public or to the zone. So with that, Ms. Perez, that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
Commissioners, do any of you have questions for Mr. Flynn? Professionals? No.
Chair.
Yes. Who was that?
Oh. It could have been me, Madam Chair. I was just saying, no, I have no comment.
Okay, all right. I thought it was Commissioner Miles for a minute. All right. No questions. All right. Does that complete your professional testimony, Ms. Carrillo Perez?
It does.
All right. So at this point in time, members of the public, if you have any questions with regards to this application, please raise your hand. We're going to do *9. If you're calling in, raise hand. Otherwise.
Seeing 4, Madam Chair.
All right.
I'm promoting Maricela.
Good evening, Miss Maricela. You were unmuted. Okay, if you can turn your camera on or no?
I sure am.
Yes, you did.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hello.
One second, you're going to be sworn.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your address for the record.
Sure. My name is Maricela Katrina. I actually reside in Hoboken, but I am representing my mom, who is the owner of 574 North 7th Street.
I'm sorry, are you an attorney? I'm gonna just ask, is she an attorney?
No, I'm actually from the, I just wanted to speak.
Is your, just Mr. Plata, she's representing her mother. I mean, I don't want to object to it. Is her mother there? I'm okay with that, Maricela. Okay, perfect. There you go. And your mom resides, where does your mother reside? Is she the objector?
Yes, she lives in 574, so 2 houses down.
Perfect, thank you. I just wanted clarification.
All right.
Oh.
So you have 3 minutes.
Okay, good. So I do want to speak on behalf of my mother, and she agrees that we do not agree with this commercial space on North 7th Street for many reasons. She has been a resident here for over 30 years, and my whole life she has lived here. And we have always had issues with, if you look a block down, we have 2 schools that operate during the weekday, and it is impossible to find parking. Everyone from the school double parks in front of on our block. That blocks us from either coming in or coming out with us being parked there. With that commercial space being in the middle of the block, it's really going to hinder the parking space that the parking issue that we already have. We have called the cops multiple times regarding that. And the police do prioritize emergency calls over parking. So we have had that issues for years, and this is going to make it worse. Also on street cleaning days, the teachers double park from that school. That also block us and hinder us from coming in and out of our parking spots. In terms of the lighting that they keep referencing, it's going to be very close to residential homes, and it is going to affect us. The residential house that's right next to this commercial building is from a retired person, and all that traffic coming in and out of that cafe is also going to hinder that as well as my mother, who is also retired. This commercial, or what was there, was a residential building that was, I think, multiple families. But that building or this lot is actually on behind or connected to the commercial building that is on Bloomfield Ave. And these owners own that building as well. And they do walk back and forth from the commercial building that faces Bloomfield Avenue onto North 7th Street. And the commercial trucks that leave those supplies for that restaurant park on our block, and they bring all their merchandise back and forth through this block. So I'm not sure, they keep saying that they're not going to use it only for that for that commercial space. That is not true. They're probably going to use it for the restaurant that is facing Bloomfield Avenue. This block is one way, and the one way you can only get through Bloomfield Avenue. With that cafeteria being in the middle of the block, they're going to be parallel or double parked all through the street in a one way, and they're going to be obstructing traffic, and they're going to be double parking. We have that issue now with, again, parents dropping off their kids in the school that's literally a block away. They parallel park all the way up to Bloomfield Avenue. We have had now a cop specifically stationed here to try to move the traffic, and even then we can't get in and out of this street. So having another commercial building here is going to cause obstruction of traffic, and there's going to be nowhere to go because this is a one way. I also want to say that we do have also traffic or people that go against traffic on this one way. And with this cafeteria being in the middle of the block, I could see head-on collisions happening all the time. I think it was 2 weeks ago where a cop finally actually pulled someone over and gave them a ticket. If you want to look at the police complaints from the neighborhood here, they have.
Araceli, your 3 minutes have elapsed.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Thank you.
No need to apologize. All right, who's going to respond?
So I can call our professionals. Mr. Khan, I'd like to just have him. And Mr. Flynn. Mr. Flynn, if I can just start with you, Mr. Flynn.
Yep,
Just clarification, this is a C2 zone, correct?
that's right.
All right, and the C2 zone permits mixed-use development, so we're not here for a use variance, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, it also doesn't require parking, correct?
That's correct.
So the project that's being proposed conforms with what the city's intent is on the zoning, as well as indicating that no parking is required and no relief as it relates to those two items are being requested this evening, correct?
That's right.
Okay. That's all the questions I have for Mr. Flynn. Mr. Khan?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. You provided testimony. I think there was a clarification that was noted and requested by Ms. Gruel, as well as Mr. Trafficante through their testimony. And just for purposes of ease, at this point, can we agree that all lighting on the site will comply with the city ordinance?
Yes,
All right, so we will make the modification that all of the lighting on this site will comply with the city ordinance, correct?
correct.
And that is what's permitted, as by ordinance, and no variance relief will be requested, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Madam Chair, as it relates to traffic policing issues, I just want to note for the record, my client does not have any structure right now on 574 at 578 North 7th Street. So just to clarify that police was not being called on anything related to our use, and issues related to the schools do not pertain to this application.
All right, thank you, Ms. Corolla Perez. Madam Secretary, the second member of the public?
Promoting Stephanie Olivera.
Good evening, Ms. Olivera.
Good evening.
Ms. Oliveira, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your address for the record.
Stephanie Olivera, Oliveira, 571 North 7th Street.
Good evening, ma'am. You'll have 3 minutes.
I have one question. You said that the business will be operating until 6 p.m. Is that every day, including Saturdays and Sundays?
Correct.
Okay. And then the rest is just basically complaining. Right now, the empty lot is being used as a walkway to get to the business on Bloomfoot Avenue. I leave for work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and every morning at 6 o'clock, there's a truck in front of that empty lot. Sometimes they're blocking me in. I have to ask them to move up so I can get out, but they're transporting what looks like eggs through that empty lot into the restaurant that's on Bloomfoot Avenue. My understanding is that he owns both the lot and the restaurant. I'm also worried about the parking situation. There is a lot of double parked cars here, not just because of the schools, also because of his restaurant. All the cars are coming here, double parking here, and walking over to the restaurant. I'm just concerned. There's no parking as it is. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Olivera.
Madam Chair, I think the argument on parking, there are multiple businesses on Bloomfield Avenue. Mr. Flynn can provide testimony. Mr. Flynn? Just clarification. I see his camera off. Good evening again, Mr. Flynn. Along Bloomfield Avenue between 6th and 7th and 7th and Roseville, or 8th Street, North 8th Street, you've done a review of the property, and all along Bloomfield Avenue, that's a C2 zone, correct?
That's right.
Multiple businesses, correct?
That's correct.
Would it be fair to say that it'd be difficult to identify where people park for any of those businesses along Bloomfield Avenue?
I would say so, yes. And I mean, the C2 zone was rezoned recently to not require parking for that reason. I think we want some level of activity in this zone. We have nice walkability here where people don't need to get into the car for every single to achieve every single daily need. So it's a well-serviced, highly amenitized area where we don't believe that we're going to be creating a traffic jam. And the other thing in terms of intensity of the use, it's a very small scale commercial use on the ground floor. So again, we're not going to be drawing in a regional population. It's really going to serve the local community.
All right, thank you, Mr. Flynn. Thank you, Ms. Corolla Perez. Madam Secretary, the third member of the public.
promoting Miguel Picon.
Good evening, Mr. Picone. If you can please turn on your camera and unmute, you can be sworn or attest. You'll have 3 minutes to present. Who was the fourth person?
Bay Naptano.
Okay, wait, he's here. Okay, very good. All right. Assistance, thank you for the help. All right, who's gonna speak? Is it you, madam, or is it the gentleman?
I am Maria Picon.
Maria, okay.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your address for the record.
Maria, last name is Picon, Picon. Address is 575 North 7th Street. So going back to, good evening, everyone, by the way.
Good evening.
I know I heard a lot of statements saying about the delivery. So between 578, which is the house, and 580 is the same owner. They have an alleyway. And back behind 580, they have a garage. And behind that garage is the tunnel that they use to take all the deliveries for their restaurant on Bloomfield Avenue. So that's one thing. Another thing, there's a couple of handicapped people, disabled people on the block, my grandson being one of them. So they're always blocking my driveway. So as the attorney for the applicant stated that there's other businesses on Bloomfield Avenue, but I've gone myself to the restaurant, and 9 out of 10 is people going to the restaurant that's blocking our driveways. So I should have easy access to come in and out, having a disabled grandson. That's one. Number two, at 4 o'clock in the morning, they're doing deliveries right in front between 578 and 580 because they're the same owners. So the noise at 4 o'clock in the morning, that's ridiculous. Plus, there's 2 schools right there as well. That's pretty much all I have to say.
All right, thank you. Ms. Carrillo Perez, if someone can speak to the time of deliveries.
I can, let me see if he's on it. If we can promote.
And if I'm hearing Ms. Picone correctly, they own 3 buildings, 2 on the 7th side and then the 3rd on Bloomfield Avenue.
He owns 1 on Bloomfield Avenue, and then he owns the adjoining property that is a house. But the building's now demoed, and so they might use that, but for as access. But the property, this cafe, is independent from that business. We're not conjoining the 2 businesses. Is Jose? I know he's on here. You can raise your hand. The applicant. Mr. Roma has some of the information as well with regarding to the operations, because I know they do some deliveries. I'm not sure about here he is. I think he's being promoted.
Yes, he's being promoted.
Okay, great. I just saw the hand and transfer.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And if you can, I think you have to be sworn in, please. There he is. He's right there too. That's him. That's
Can you raise your right hand, please?
I'll be speaking for my uncle.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your address for the record.
Brad Sumba, SUMBA, 570 North 7th Street.
And Brad, you're speaking on behalf of your uncle, who's the property owner, correct?
Yes.
And Madam Chair, we're doing that just because there's a language barrier. Brad, I just wanted to clarify, they're indicating that you are doing deliveries or services, deliveries out pre 8 a.m., like at 5 a.m. Or 4 a.m. in the morning on North 7th Street. Are you guys utilizing North 7th Street at all for access to the property of Bloomfield for the business on Bloomfield Avenue?
Y sí, estamos usando el calle del Norte 7 para traer los deliveries y todo a las 5 de la mañana.
A veces, es solo un jueves, porque el jueves
Okay.
solo un día a la semana, el jueves, solo un día.
Yeah, only one day during the week on Thursday because there's is a limpieza del calle.
Porque es limpieza.
Because during street cleaning we wouldn't be able to use that street during hours, in the morning hours.
All right, Madam Chair, what we can do is he's confirmed that they're using it approximately one day a week on North 7th Street. Brad, I think what we should say is because of the residential, even though it's a mixed use C2, there are hours of operations and noise ordinances. So he will have to comply and do that on Bloomfield Avenue or find something else. Does he understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and would he'd be okay making that as a condition of approval that he cannot do that along North 7th Street?
Que como eso va a ser un cierto que nunca va a suceder esa calle, que hay que encontrar otra forma que...
Si yo tengo que hacer parar a todos los deliveries que no vengan acá, yo lo voy a hacer y que solo parqueen en la Bloomfield.
Yeah, if it complies with regulations, no matter what, we'll find a way to use it during store hours in front of Bloomfield Avenue.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, and then the last person, member of the public, and we want to welcome Vice Chair Miles, who's joined us.
Bay Naptano, I am promoting.
Oh, B.
Yes, hi. Hi.
Yes.
Hi, I am the daughter of the property owner directly next door, 576 North 7th Street.
All right, so you're going to be sworn.
I'm speaking on behalf of my mother.
I'm going to swear you in.
Okay,
Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
yes.
Okay. Please state your name, spell your last name, state your address for the record.
B. Napatano, Napatno, 576 North 7th Street, Newark.
You're at 1:30.
You have 3 minutes, Ms. Napatano.
I agree with all the neighbors that have already spoken. The traffic on that street is ridiculous. I'm concerned about the garbage that's going to be right up against my mother's house. And rodents, to be honest. I mean, that neighborhood is a little infested with them. The noise is going to be a problem. The parking is horrendous as it is. And everybody is correct. They do deliveries. Every time I go to my mother's house, there's a van parked in that spot. Not in the spot, but double parked, causing havoc on that street. The 2 schools are an issue. Adding this is just going to be the worst. I mean, it's a pretty building. It'll look nice, I guess. But I just think it's going to make things 100 times worse than what they are right now.
Residential street.
All right, can we have someone respond with regards to how garbage and rodent prevention would be handled?
So, Madam Chair, just for efficiency purposes, the garbage will be handled by private hauler. So it will be more frequent than what the city currently does under the public pickup. And if required, I'll work with the applicant. I don't think he will have an objection to have as a condition of approval, so, assist and maybe traps or whatnot. But candidly, they already are planning to do private pickup for garbage and recycling for the property.
All right, thank you. Because Ms. Napatano, I think they we addressed noise, parking, so that was why I asked specifically with regards to the garbage and the rodents. All right, so if that is all of the members of the public who wanted to speak on this application, at this time, we would need a motion to be presented with regards to this application. CPB 2584 at 578 North 7th Street.
Madam Chair, if I can just give a brief summation and maybe that'll help just for us a minute, if you don't mind.
Please do.
Yeah, great. I just wanted to say, I wanted to thank everyone for their time. I just wanted to reiterate a few points. The building massing is in line with the zoning. The variance relief, some of the variance relief is a condition of the pre-existing lot. The proposed mixed-use building will provide local business and residential to support that, and it is permitted. That is a zone that allows that. We are not requesting a variance with lighting. That was eliminated. The variance relief that's requested is very minimal, and you heard the proofs put on by Mr. Flynn. And the issues as it relates to parking are not within the purview of the board because there is no variance that's being sought as it relates to parking. We certainly will work with our neighbors as it relates to any issues with rodent because that would certainly impact our clients' properties as well. But in all, we just wanted to note for the record that the relief that's being sought is de minimis, and the arguments that were brought up by the objectors, if I can say, do not relate to the relief that's being sought this evening. And so with that, we submit that the project and the testimony you heard satisfies the positive and the negative criteria. The positive criteria in advancing purposes A, G, and I are met as Mr. Flynn testified. And with that, we submit.
All right. Thank you. So at this time, if someone can present a motion with regard to the application.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Moved by Commissioner Austin. We need a second, please.
Seconded.
Seconded by Commissioner De Silva. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spate,
Abstain.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner James, Commissioner Purdy,
No. No.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Miles. I have to abstain from this one. I missed the,
Guess you didn't hear the whole application.
I missed the application. Madam Chair,
Yes. What's the count?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3 yeses, 2 abstentions, and 1 no. So Karen. Sorry, Miss Azim.
All right. So 3. Yes. Okay. So your application has been approved.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. All right. The next application is and I want to thank the members of the public who came with succinct points. And I want to thank the applicant also for responding to those points that were raised. We look forward to you all working together as good neighbors. All right. Application number 5 is it's not number 5 anymore. The next application is CPB 2565 is 165. No. Did we guess? Yes, 2565 is 165 Thomas Street.
Good evening again, Madam Chair. I see Mr. Roma. I see Mr. Flynn. I know we also have a traffic engineer, Mr. Klein.
are you familiar with the Orion Joyner? Mr. Velosi?
Orion Joyner. Mr. Roma? Orion Joyner? I guess not. he from Grant Engineering, maybe?
Is that the new engineer?
Mr. Roma, do you know who's joining us from engineering?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm representing Grant Engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, Orion.
All right, so then the only one I'm missing is, I believe, our traffic engineer or traffic consultant.
Let me call him, tell him that we are on.
Thank you, Mr. Roma.
Lee Klein is promoted.
Okay, we have everybody. Thank you for your patience, everybody.
Ahora está bien el meeting. Cuando termine acá, en media hora.
All right, good evening once again. Noemi Velosi on CPB 25-65. The property is located at 165 Thomas Street. It's an MX2 zone. We're proposing to demolish the existing one-story commercial building and construct a new three-story, six-unit multifamily residential building. And with that, I'd like to have Mr. Roma sworn in.
Mr. Roma, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? You're muted. You're muted, Mr. Roma.
There you are.
Again.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do. My name is Daniel Angel Roma. I'm a licensed architect and my license is current.
You're accepted by the board, Mr. Roma.
Thank you.
Mr. Roma, before you get into your plans, you've reviewed the reports on this matter, have you not?
Yes.
And specifically the planner's report, there were a number of variances. Some are pre-existing. I know we can't do much there, but we originally had a whole lot of other variances we were requesting. Are we able to remove some of those?
Yes.
And how many are we able to remove, Mr. Roma?
Okay. There is a total of 17 variants that the planner on the planner report. From those 17, 6 will be removed, and also there is a waiver insufficient non-ADA make-ready EVC space dimension that also will be removed. Will be a total of 11 will be a total of 11 variances, where 7 of those are existing condition. Because when you start your presentation, you said that the existing building is going to be demolished, and it's not true. The existing building will remain, and we are going to do an addition to the existing building, a one-story addition, as part of the presentation. Means that number 8, insufficient facade transparency will be removed. Number 10, insufficient ADA accessible EV parking space will be removed. Number 11, insufficient micro mobility parking space. That means we are going to add 3 bicycles in the building, will be removed. And then excessive fence height is going to be removed. Prohibit fence material also will be removed. And excessive foot candle illumination also will be removed. Means that the total variance will be 11, but 7 of those are existing conditions because the existing building have those conditions.
Mr. Roma, you stated that the one waiver we were seeking will also be removed. Is that correct?
Yes, the waiver is because when you have an electric vehicle, you have to have a minimum of 9 feet by 18. And on my drawings, originally, I have only 8.5 by 18. And now we're going to have 9 by 18.
Thank you, Mr. Roma. Can you take us through your presentation?
Yes, let me share. Okay. The property is located at 165 Thomas Street, block 1186, lot number 46. What we are proposing is a three-story, six apartment building to be located on this property. Let me go to the site plan. That's why I will prefer the engineer speak about this, but let me tell you, we basically have a driveway, existing driveway, and we're going to have three parking spaces in front of the building. There will be two of those will be electric vehicles. One of them will be ADA for handicap, and with two EV parking spaces, we gaining one parking. Means that we have three parking spaces that equal four parking spaces. That's why we are deficient in two parking spaces. That's the variance for parking. Requires 6 parking spaces, provided 4. Let me go to the first floor. The first floor, where the warehouse is located, will be subdivided inside and creating 2 apartments. The apartment in the front will have a 1 bedroom. The apartments on first floor, because it's more than 3 unit, has to be a handicap adaptable apartment. The first apartment here coming to the right is unit 101 with a 660 square feet. As soon as you come in, you will see the living room, a dining, an L-shaped kitchen. A full bedroom, 13.8 by 12.3, and sorry, a full bathroom, a handicap with a shower, tub, toilet, and sink. This apartment also in the front, coming to the side, we have the garbage containers, the gas meters and electric meters to the right. Going to the back, we have a space where we can use to have our bike rack. The bike rack can be between 3 and 4 bikes that can be located in this area. And we're going back to the apartment in the back. The apartment in the back is 840 square feet. We have a kitchen with a dining to the right and a living area to the left. We have also a den dash office space. We don't have any windows because this is in the corner of the property, on property line. That's why we cannot have any window, but we can utilize this space as an office. And also we have a bedroom, 1010 by 12, with a handicap bathroom. If we now go to the second floor, we get into the second floor, and we also have 2 apartments. This apartment will be two bed. The apartment in the front will be a 3-bedroom apartment, and the apartment in the back will be a 2-bedroom apartment. The size of the apartment in the back is 1,035 square feet. You come in, you have a living, dining, an L-shaped kitchen with a counter. And then we have the 2 bedrooms. 1 bedroom is a master bedroom with a walk-in closet and a master bathroom, double sink, toilet, and a shower, tub. And on the other side, we have the master bedroom is 13 by 12. On the other side, we have a bedroom 10 by 12 and another full bathroom. The washer and dryer are also located on this floor for this apartment. The total square feet of this apartment is 1,035 square feet. If we go to the front, this is 1,157 square feet for the unit 201, and we have a U-shaped kitchen, then dining, living room, and 3 bedrooms. So one will be a master bedroom, 14 by 11 with a full bathroom, a walk-in closet, and then we have another bathroom 8 by 5 and 2 more bedrooms, 12 by 12 and 9 by 12. Now, if we go sorry. If we go to the third floor, is similar to the second floor. We have a bedroom in the back, number 302, 1,035 square feet, living, dining, L-shaped kitchen with a counter, and 2 bedrooms, similar to the one that I showed you before. And the one to the front is also 3 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms. U-shaped kitchen is a total of 1,192 square feet. These are the 6 units. Let me go to the facade. This is the front facade for the building. We're using a hardy plank for different colors. Will be brown, white, gray, and on the bottom we have a gray brick. On the side, we have a hardy planks, color white, and another color brown. On the bottom, we have a stucco finish. I have a rendering showing how this will look like from the front. This is we are having a variance because the building is in the back and we have the front open for parking, and we try to utilize that, and we will have the parking in the front.
Mr. Roman, did you submit the rendering to the board prior to today?
No.
Madam Chair, if we can have the rendering marked, how many pages is it, Mr. Roma?
Will be 2 pages.
As A1 and 2, please.
Indeed, you had that, Madam Secretary, A1 and 2, color renderings.
Thank you, Mr. Roma.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Velosa, your next professional.
Nobody has questions, Madam Chair?
I actually do.
Come on, Ms. Squirrel.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't let Mr. Roma get away with not asking a question.
Sure.
I just want to clarify the transparency on the east side. The reason, and I'd just like you to explain whether you can, because it's now like 15% and the minimum is 20%. And we do appreciate all the variances that you've eliminated. Is there any opportunity to eliminate that one as well?
Well, I will tell you that Yes, I would like to eliminate that variance. That is a side yard variance. But the problem is that I have to check with the code, building code, because there is a maximum of transparency that you can have on a side yard. And we have to go by the code. And I think that is definitely the code is less than 20%.
I appreciate what you're saying. I guess what I would suggest is if in fact it could comply with the building code and comply with the ordinance, the 20% transparency, that I think would be, I would suggest and recommend that that be considered.
Yes, yes. I'm going to check when we work if the project is approved on the construction drawings based on code. If we can comply, we will comply.
Thank you, Mr. Roma.
No problem.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Gruhl. Anyone else have questions for Mr. Roma with regards to his presentation? All right. There are no other questions. Your next profession.
Madam Chair, if we can have Mr. Joyner sworn in, please.
Mr. Joyner, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your affiliation for the record.
Orion Joyner, on behalf of Grant Engineering. Last name is Joyner, representing the site civil component of this project. I'm a licensed engineer in the state of New Jersey, and my license is in good state.
You're accepted by the board, Mr. Joyner.
Thank you, Mr. Joyner. Mr. Joyner, if you could take us through the site plan.
Can everyone see that?
No. Now, yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay, the property is located at 165 Thomas Street, lot 1186, lot 46, in accordance with the city tax map. Let me zoom in here. As stated earlier, the lot is 46. It's located closest, it's mid-block, but it's located closest towards the Herman Street intersection. As stated earlier, there are some variances that are going to be associated with this project. As it is a non-conforming lot, some of these are just inherited with the site. So lot size, lot width, you have your front, side, and rear setbacks, and your lot coverage. So a lot of these things are just due to the site being a non-conforming lot. Moving to the demolition, as stated earlier, there's a one-story building on the property. That building is to remain, and this is an adaptive reuse. So the plan is to build on top of this in order to make this a three-story multifamily unit. This entire frontage is asphalt. It's scheduled to be removed and replaced with concrete. So there will be a 6-inch concrete poured in this front courtyard area. And there's a small wall and fence located along the right side of the building here. That is to be removed. There's another wall on this left side of the paved area that is to remain. Into the skip that once. Moving to the grading and drainage plan. The property in the rear is approximately 14 feet in elevation, and it slopes there's positive drainage towards Thomas Street, which has an elevation of 11. So that will remain, those slopes will remain, gives us about 2.5% slope from back to front. And if I zoom in on the adjacent window, is our utility plan. So we have our stormwater system, which will be installed under the concrete paving. Consists of three 36-inch conduits that will detain the flow. We have a trench drain at the beginning of the paved area, which will capture the runoff from the paved area and direct it to the storage stormwater system. We also have the roof drain, which will come down into this system. All of that flow will be detained and released in accordance with the best management practices of the state of New Jersey through this outflow control structure and connected to the existing drainage line in Thomas Street. So this is an 8-inch stormwater lateral. We're also proposing a 4-inch sanitary lateral. And then the gas service coming from this property will be determined by PSE&G. So that will, we will wait for their determination on the size of that service. And as far as the water service, I know we show 2 water services here. We're going to revise that. We're going to put a single 2-inch water service, which will be run up to the building, into the building, and then be split inside the building, 2 inches for fire suppression and 1 inch for domestic service. So that will reduce our disturbances in the right of way, in the cartway to 4. As is stated here, this is just showing the drainage pattern for the site. So as you can see, everything's kind of draining towards the front here. And remember, this will be captured by our stormwater, our trench drain in the front of the paved area right here. As far as lighting, we're going to make some minor, adjustments to this so that we comply with the requirements of the township, which is 0.5 foot candles on the adjacent property lines. See here, there's a few instances of 1.8, 2.7. So we will adjust that and make sure that the foot candles do not exceed 0.5 foot candles at the property line. And then here in the front, we show here as far as landscaping, aside from the utility work, we will be replacing all concrete sidewalk and curb in the front. This will all be replaced. There's currently no vegetation, no trees on site. So we're proposing 2 Japanese maple trees, one in the right of way along the curb line, and then one on the property near the front, near the property line. I think there's the distance is about 6.7 feet. So we meet the requirement. I believe the minimum is 5 feet. So we meet the requirement as far as the setback of a tree. And that's all I have as far as the plans. That's my testimony. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Joyner. Mr. Joyner, did you review the Department of Engineering's memo dated September 19th of 2025?
I did, yes.
Okay, are we able to comply with all their conditions?
Yes.
Okay, and did you also receive the water memo dated September 26th, 2025?
I did, yes.
And are we able to comply with all their conditions?
Yes. We have no issues with complying with those comments.
All right, thank you, Mr. Joyner. Madam Chair, I have no other questions for Mr. Joyner.
Okay, I see that Mr. Traficante's hand is raised. Mr. Traficante, you've been sworn, you're accepted by the board. What is your, you can raise your questions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Joyner,
Yes,
I trust you have a copy of the Department of Engineers report to the Planning Board dated September 19th, 2025.
I do.
Under item 4, I'm hoping you can address three comments under item 4 survey. First one's on page 2, item 4, Roman numeral 1. Survey shows an existing chain link fence that extends into the public right of way for Thomas Street. Applicant property owner shall provide testimony to the board as to what easements have been granted by the city of Newark to the current property owner of the subject lot to allow for this existing fence encroachment. Should none exist, the applicant property owner shall provide additional testimony to the board as to the future disposition of this existing fence should the board approve this application. Can you address that?
Yes, there is no easement for that fence on the existing property.
Okay, and what's the future disposition? Is that going to remain or be removed?
It's going to be removed, so we're going to replace that. I believe the architect spoke to that. It's going to be replaced with a 3-foot wrought iron fence in the front of the property.
And put back within the subject lot it serves?
Say it one more time, sir.
And put back within the subject lot it serves. In other words, you're going to take it out of the easement, out of the right of way completely, and replace it, but replace it on private property where it belongs, right?
So we will relocate as necessary. Obviously, we need to make sure that it's consistent with the other properties that are located along that street frontage.
All right. But again, should they be encroaching, doesn't mean you get to do the same. Just because the fence line in the neighbor's house to the right encroaches in the public right of way, doesn't mean yours should too. See where we're going with this?
Understood.
Yeah, all right. Yes. Second question. Page 3, again, item 4, survey. Roman numeral 2, page 3. Survey shows an existing concrete masonry wall that encroaches into the side yard along the west side of the subject lot. Applicant, current property owners of the subject lot shall provide testimony to the board as to what easements have been granted to them by the property owners of the adjoining lot to the west to allow for this existing concrete masonry wall encroachment. Should none exist, applicant property owner of subject lot shall provide additional testimony to the board as to whether or not they would agree to obtain this easement from the property owner of adjoining lot 47, block 1186 to the west as a condition of approval. Could you pull up, I guess, the survey or the existing conditions plan, should you have?
Yep, give me a second.
The west property line, which should be on the left, right? There's a masonry wall, I believe, that runs. Yeah, I think, is that in the front yard? Is there, I believe there's a wall there. I don't know if it shows on your site plan.
Yes. Give me a second. There is, I know what you're talking about. There is a wall there. I don't see a call out for that wall, but there is a wall there.
And who does it belong to? Your client or the neighbor next door?
I don't, there's no easement for that, so right now, we're not scheduled to remove that wall. That wall is going to remain in place.
As is. All right.
Yes, as is, yes.
All right. And if it's, but you don't know who it belongs to?
No.
All right.
Actually, yeah, concrete block wall.
Yeah.
On the, yeah, there it is.
1/10 of a foot to the west. All right. Well, I'm just thinking, if it belongs to your client, your survey notes it encroaching. I don't know if that's something the neighbor would. Yeah, has he spoken to the neighbor about this encroachment or any others?
I don't know if the owner is on the part or the applicant is online, but I would let him speak to that on whether or not he's spoken to the neighbor.
And then we can come back to this. Last question. Again, item 4, survey. On page 3, Roman numeral 3, survey shows an existing shed building along the east property line of the subject lot that encroaches onto the subject lot from adjoining lot 45, block 1186 to the east. Applicant, current property owner of the subject lot shall provide testimony to the board as to what easements have been granted by them to the property owner of adjoining lot 45 to allow for this encroachment. Should none exist, applicant property owner of the subject lot shall provide additional testimony to the board as to the future disposition of this existing building encroachment should the board approve this application. Can you address that, Mr. Joyner?
Yes, so the wall that you're speaking of along beside here with the shed, the shed is going to remain. So there's no easement in place, but the shed is going to remain.
All right. All right.
And to go back to your item number 2, there are 2 walls. There's a small wall here, wall intends to be removed along the east side. That is the wall that's going to be removed. The wall on the left side that we were just talking about,
Yes.
this wall is going to be removed. The other one, the east side, is going to remain.
The one on the east is going to remain, but the one on the left
It's going to be removed. Correct.
All right, so that's to be removed. And there are no known easements along the east side where the shed is. But that's still
No.
to remain? Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Now, 1 or 2 more questions regarding site lighting. If I could
Yes.
jump ahead to page 4, 7 lighting plan. Okay. If I go to, okay.
Is that section 7?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's on page 4?
Yep. Got it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We're gonna need some clarity. Okay, but those are basically general notes for the most part. Okay. Okay. Item 3. Item 7. Roman numeral 3. Provide general notes stating maximum light intensity along the west, east, and north property lines in order to determine compliance with section 41:16-622A of the city code. Maximum permitted is 0.5. Do you know, Mr. Joyner, if your lighting plan shows an exceedance of 0.5 along any of these common property lines to the north, east, or west?
There are a small number of exceedances, but we're going to revise the lighting plan to comply.
All right. And then, again, next item, 7, lighting plan, Roman numeral 4. Okay, provide general notes stating both the maximum and the minimum light intensity and foot candles at each proposed entrance exit doorway in order to determine compliance with section 41:16-622D of the city code. Maximum permitted is 5 foot candles and the minimum light intensity required is 1 foot candle. Lighting plan shall comply with the minimum required, especially at the doorways along the east side of the building where a minimum of 0.5 foot candles is shown. So can you provide the minimum of 1 at the doorways along the east side of the building without exceeding the maximum at the property line of 0.5?
Yes, we will revise the lighting plan so that it's 25 at the property line, but at least 1 foot candle at the doorways.
Okay. And then jumping ahead, again, Roman numeral 6, according to section 41:16-622L of the Newark zoning land use regulations, the minimum required illumination level for a covered parking area is 2 foot candles. Lighting plan shows a minimum of 1.3 foot candles within the covered parking area located in the front yard. Is that something that can be addressed?
Yes, we have no issue with that. We'll revise the lighting plan to meet that requirement.
Okay, and then last question. Again, item 7, lighting, Roman numeral 7, on page 5. According to section 41:16-6223 of the Newark zoning land use regulations, the spacing between poles illuminating service parking areas shall be no closer than 2.5 times the pole height. Based on a pole height of 12 feet, this equates to 30 feet. Lighting plan shows by scale a distance of 22 feet between the 2 proposed parking area pole mounted light fixtures located within the front yard. I don't know, is there any way you could put them farther apart or just maybe even, you would need 8, you have to be 8.5, right? You're at 22 by scale, it's not dimensioned, but.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, we can revise the plan to accommodate that.
All right, and still not meet exceed the allowable at the property lines.
Correct.
All right. All right, and I know you testified, but for the record, and I have to ask, you can comply with all the other comments in the Department of Engineers report, excluding the need for parking variance. I know you're gonna have a traffic engineer, but can you comply with all the other comments in the Department of Engineers report to the planning board dated September 19, 2025?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Traficante. All right, are there any other questions for Mr. Joyner, our engineer? All right, seeing none. Mr. Velosa, your next professional?
Madam Chair, if we can have Mr. Klein, our traffic engineer, sworn in.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Klein. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your affiliation for the record.
Certainly. My name is Lee, middle initial D as in Daniel, Klein, Klein. I'm a professional engineer in the state of New Jersey. My license is current and in good standing. I'm also a nationally certified professional traffic operations engineer, and I've testified before this board on several occasions.
You're accepted by the board, Mr. Klein.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. Pursuant to the the Department of Engineering report, they suggested that you should do a parking study. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And could you please take us through your parking study?
Certainly. I did a parking evaluation report dated December 22nd, 2025. And in that report, I studied the on-street parking availability and capacity of Thomas Street, Hermon Street, Mulberry Street, and Goebel Street within approximately 500 feet of the subject site. The total capacity of on-street parking was approximately 104 parking spaces. We went through there on Wednesday, December 10th, from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight, the peak time when residents are all home and parked at home. We also did it on Thursday, December 11th, again from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. And we did it again on Saturday, December 13th, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's the peak during the day when people would be home on a Saturday. And on a Sunday, December 21st, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And during that time, the lowest number of available parking spaces we found was 3 parking spaces on the street. We found that at midnight on Wednesday the 10th and Thursday the 11th, as well as on Sunday during the morning, December 21st. So within approximately 300 to 500 feet of the subject site, we found at least 3 parking spaces available. The parking deficiency, as you heard from Mr. Roma, is approximately 2 when you get the equivalent parking for the electrical. So we've got the requirement of 6. We're providing 3. We get 1 more equivalent. So we have 4, and then we need to find at least 2. And I found 3 on the street to make up for that parking deficiency.
Thank you, Mr. Klein.
Sir.
Mr. Traficante.
Mr. Klein, of those
Yes, sir.
3 parking spaces you found, how many were within a 300-foot radius of the subject lot or subject site?
Approximately all 3 were within that
All 3
distance.
were within,
Yeah,
within 300 feet radius.
correct. Yeah.
All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Traficante. Any other questions for the traffic engineer? All right, seeing none, does that complete your professional testimony, Mr. Volsey?
I need Mr. Flynn to sum it all up for us.
All right, tied up in a bow, sir.
I will. I'll be quick.
Mr. Flynn, you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, state your affiliation for the record.
Yeah, Matt Flynn, FLYNN, project planner.
All right, you're accepted by the board.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Matt, take it away.
Okay, so I think at this point the board has heard the testimony from our prior witnesses. We have a good sense of what's going on here. What I like about this application is that we're sort of respecting what's out there now. We're not just totally putting a building over the entire property. Right now we have a building in the rear portion of the property with parking in the front. We're retaining that, we're respecting that, we're keeping the parking in the front there, providing those 4 spaces, which we feel is sufficient to meet the actual demand, and simply proposing an addition on that building in the back to accommodate the additional dwelling units. So with that being said, we are in the MX2 mixed use medium density zone where we're proposing again a permitted use in the zone. We heard all the relief from the prior witnesses there. Like Mr. Roma said, pretty much all of them are really the result of working with the existing development on the property. Lot area, lot width, not changing. All of the setbacks are again the result of respecting that existing development and existing building footprint. Impervious coverage is actually a reduction over what's out there today. Right now, it's just about 100%. We're going down to 92%. And in terms of the parking, we just heard testimony regarding that actual demand from our previous witness there. So on the planning end, I look at the site itself, I look at the surrounding context, tie that into the statutory criteria for the relief being sought. Here we can look to the C2 balancing test. The benefits of the application as a whole substantially outweigh any detriments. In terms of project positives, we look to the municipal land use law. Purpose A is promotion of the general welfare. We're providing a permitted use here, a variety of housing options to meet the needs of all New Jersey citizens. Purpose G, variety of uses in appropriate locations. I would say that the density we're proposing here is actually compatible with the surrounding area. There's another 6-unit building, I think 2 doors removed from this property. Purpose I deals with aesthetics, and I can fall back on Mr. Roma's beautiful renderings that we just saw. It's going to substantially upgrade the streetscape and provide a nice, fresh, modern building. And finally, Purpose M, efficient use of land. Going back to what I keep saying about respecting that existing development, working with the existing building footprint, and keeping that parking that we have out there now. So all of that are the benefits of the application. The flip side to that would be the negatives, no substantial detriment to the public or to the zone. We heard from Mr. Roma all of that relief that we've been able to eliminate at this point. So I think we've gone down from about 17 variances all the way down to 11. And like I said, the vast majority of that relief is a product of working with the existing conditions of the property. I would say all said, what we're proposing is going to complement the streetscape rather than detract from it. It's not going to appear overly obtrusive or massive. And we feel that the relief being sought is appropriate and warranted. So if there's any redirect, that's pretty much what I have.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. All right, commissioners, do you have any questions for Mr. Flynn? All right, seeing none, are there any members of the public who have questions with regards to this application?
Seeing none, Madam Chair.
All right. Given that there are no questions from the public, none from commissioners, we need to have someone to present a motion.
I move to accept the application.
That's
Second.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
All right. Presented by Miles and seconded by Commissioner Austin. All right, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spade,
Absent.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Absent.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Miles,
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes, your application has been approved. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
All right, so the next is also Mr. Velosi. CPB 2602 677 through 679 North 5th Street.
Good evening once again, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Noemi Velosi, an application CPB 26-02. It's for the premises at 677-69 North 5th Street. This property sits in the North Ward. It is in a C1 zone, And what we are proposing to do is subdivide it into lots 901, 902. If you'll allow me to share my screen. Right now, we have this property. That's a 50 by 100 vacant piece of land. And we basically want to subdivide it into two 25 by 100 lots, which will conform to residential construction of 2 or 3 family homes. I do not know what my applicant is proposing to do on this site, but I do know that if he does not conform to that, he would have to come back to these boards. And if he needs variances, it would most likely be zoning board. But it's my understanding that it will be to develop 2 or 3 family homes on here. And that's pretty much my presentation on this one. Madam Chair, you're muted.
Are there any questions with regards to this application? Thank you, Mr. Velosi. All right, so none from our professionals. Traficante, Gruel, no questions either. All right. So members of the public, if you have any question with regards to this presentation, please raise your hand or press *9. You see anything, Madam Secretary?
Seeing none.
All right, so given that there are no
Oh, we
questions.
got one, Madam Chair.
Who's that? All right, come on.
Gloria Salazaro.
Good evening, Ms. Sorzano.
Hi, good evening. We just wanted to know.
A second, please. You're going to be sworn. If you can turn your camera on, that would help. Oh, there you are. All right.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your address for the record.
Gloria Solorzano. 680 North 5th Street. We're right in front of the property.
All right, Ms. Sorzano, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, I just wanted to know what the survey allows the most families to be on each one. So if they do split it up, what's the most that each build can be?
Mr. Goldstein.
Ms. Solares, no. Per city ordinance, per the code right now, you can build up to a 3-family on a 25 by 100. As long as you do not need any relief for variances, you do not have to come back to the boards.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You as well.
All right. Okay, so at this point, we would need a motion and a second.
I move that we accept the application. Second.
A second.
Second.
All right. Moved by Vice Chair Miles and seconded by Commissioner Austin. Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner De Silva.
Your talk is crazy, y'all. But like, if I talk about the budget, y'all know I like being truthful. So,
Commissioner De Silva.
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy.
Yes.
Commissioner Austin.
Yes.
Commissioner Miles.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes, your application has been approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Commissioners. Everyone have a good night.
Me too. All right. For 7 and 8, Ms. Gruel, are you presenting these two? You're muted.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so 7R21 adopted on January 21st, 2026.
Okay. Do I need to be sworn in for these? Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Please, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Please,
Susan?
say your name, spell your last name, affiliation.
Sure. Susan Gruel, Gruel, Planning Board Planner, licensed in New Jersey. And if I might, Brooke, who's my associate, could put up the aerial for the board as we go through this. And Madam Chair, I assume that you accept my qualifications?
No, of course not. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So, okay.
Can you repeat for me the address?
It's Jefferson Street and Madison Street. While Brooke is putting that up, I believe you all have, here we go. I believe that you all board members have received the report that we prepared dated February 13th, 2023. It's an area and redevelopment investigators report for 14-16 Jefferson Street and 25-31 Madison Street, Block 173, lots 19, 21, 23, and 41 to 43. This is the resolution from City Council requested the Planning Board to investigate this area as an area in need of whether it meets the criteria to be an area in need of redevelopment, non-condemnation. And as this board is aware, there are a number of statutory criteria in terms of evaluating a site. Only one needs to be met. In this instance, we, in our report, suggest that two of the criteria are met. And I will just generally go through those. Currently, the study area, as noted in the aerial, is developed with an unstriped asphalt surface parking lot used for commercial vehicle storage and parking. There's a chain link fence that surrounds most of the site, and that barbed and razor wire is installed on top of some of the fencing. In terms of the actual assessment and evaluation of the study area for conformity with the redevelopment criterion, criterion D, which we believe this meets as one of the criteria, is related to areas with buildings or improvements which by reason of dilapidation, obsolescence, overcrowding, faulty arrangement or design, lack of ventilation, light and sanitary facilities, excessive land coverage, deleterious land use or obsolete layout, or any combination of these or other factors are detrimental to the safety, health, morals, and or welfare of the community. The parking lot, in terms of the asphalt area, standalone surface parking lots are a prohibited principal use based upon the River Public Access Redevelopment Plan, which this is in. The condition of the asphalt is deteriorating. There are large cracks with weeds growing through. The vehicles that are out there when we were out there, and Brooke, you may want to can you bring up some of the photos that were taken that may help? There's no particular striping. The vehicles are just parked in a somewhat chaotic or arbitrary way. There are there's no landscaping, and there's no screening at all. And as a result, it triggers the first prong, in our opinion, of D, which is dilapidation, faulty arrangement or design, obsolescence, and excessive land coverage. Again, the cracked asphalt pavement, the unkept vegetative growth, the faded striping, all of those aspects and characteristics. In addition to the way that the parking lot is used right now, lacking striping, it seems to be somewhat chaotic in terms of, and no organized fashion in terms of the parking, and that a standalone surface parking lot is really not conducive to modern land use planning. It's out there just as a standalone parking lot. It also has excessive land coverage. 100% of the property is being covered by asphalt paving. In terms of, it's the second prong of D as it relates to the detriment to the public welfare. When you look at the master plan, the 2022 city master plan, there are multiple sections of the master plan that address many of the conditions that exist now on the site. For example, the parking lot has excessive impervious coverage, insufficient stormwater management infrastructure, which is a detriment to the public welfare, specifically talked about on a number of the pages and the sections of the master plan. It's also clear that standalone surface parking lots are a detriment to the public welfare. And there's a specific provision in the master plan that speaks to the fact that surface parking lots should continue to be prohibited citywide as standalone uses and phased out as new development proposals are suggested. So as a result of both the first and second prong of D, we believe that the criterion D is met. In addition to that, it's our opinion that criterion H is also met, which relates to smart growth principles, and the fact that this site, and let me just read H for you, just so you know, it also comes into play in the next, never mind, we'll get to that. The designation of the delineated area is consistent with smart growth planning principles adopted pursuant to law or regulations. This is considered to be a smart growth area by the New Jersey State Office of Planning Advocacy. It is identified on one of their location maps. And it also is adjacent or within a transit-oriented development area as defined. And it also is considered to be, it's consistent with the, again, 2022 master plan of the city. And it is a smart growth area from all provisions, both in terms of the state redevelopment plan that was recently adopted at the end of 2025, and again, the Office of Planning Advocacy and the city's own master plan. So as a result, in conclusion, it's our opinion that it meets two of the statutory criteria to be designated as a redevelopment area, both D and H. That's my testimony. If anyone has any questions about that, I'm happy to answer them.
All right, commissioners, do any of you have any questions with regards to the adoption of the area in need of redevelopment? This is non-condemnation. All right, I don't see anyone. Can we reclaim the screen, please, Brooke? All right, members of the public, if any of you have questions with regards to this proposal, please raise your hand or press *9 now.
Seeing two.
Okay,
Promoting John Goldstein.
very good. Good evening, Mr. Goldstein. You're muted and your camera is not on.
Here we go.
All right.
This camera went back off. Okay. Mr. Goldstein, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your address for the record.
John Goldstein, Goldstein, 39 Madison Street.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Good evening. As I testified when the planning board approved a project for this site, I live right next door to the site. In fact, I can look out my window and see the trucks. It's not a parking lot, it's a truck storage area. The trucks haven't moved for many years. Incidentally, I'm sure that's not an approved use. And it's dangerous because if there was a fire in one of the trucks, there's no way any emergency vehicle could get to them because all the trucks are jammed together, as was mentioned. But that doesn't really get to the question that's before you. First, question of openness and transparency. I don't believe any neighbors or local community organizations have been notified about this proposed area in need of redevelopment. And the process is pretty opaque. I mean, I spent a lot of time and come to a lot of these meetings. This one really had me stumped in terms of what the criteria were, et cetera, et cetera. It would have really helped if there were public meetings before this came to the planning board. The purpose of an area in need of development is to allow tax incentives for property are one of the purposes that otherwise would not be developed. But we know that this property is going to be developed anyway because you've already approved the project. So I'm not sure for that reason why we need this designation. Secondly, in terms of the criteria that were just spoken to, excessive lot land coverage. Currently, it's true, there's asphalt, mostly asphalt, some dirt covering the lot. But again, the project that you've already approved is also 100% impervious. So are we saying that the project that you've approved is also blighted and in need of redevelopment? Something doesn't make sense here. So it clearly in my opinion, we need more discussion about what the purpose is of this designation. And if it's to get tax incentives for the developer,
I mean, their project was approved, I'm perplexed as to why they need this now. So maybe somebody could answer some of these process questions for me. As I said, I found this very difficult to understand really what's going on.
Madam Chair, I'm happy to try to respond. Thank you, Mr. Goldstein. You raised not surprising questions. Okay. Number one is in terms of process. It is my understanding that this has been advertised properly by the city and the planning department based upon the statute and what needs to be done. It in addition to that, this report that I've been referring to has been on file with the city for a number of weeks now, actually, because this was supposed to be heard earlier. That's the process. The also process is that the city council requested a study be prepared, and it's sent over to the planning board because it's the planning board's role to prepare a study and determine and recommend whether and have the public hearing on this and determine whether it meets one or more of the statutory criteria. This is purely whether it meets any of the criterion that are in the statute, the redevelopment statute. That's what this is. It's noted, and it was specifically stated, which it has to be one way or the other, that this is a non-condemnation study and study area. You are correct. One of the powers that come out of the designation is potentially tax abatement, but that is not what this board is here to determine. This board is to determine whether there is evidence to recommend back to the city council whether this can be designated a redevelopment area or not based upon the criterion in the statute. And that's, you've noted a number of the existing conditions that I actually spoke to regarding why, in my opinion, the D criteria at the very least is met. I hope that assists you in answering some of your questions.
Thank you much. Thank you, Ms. Gruhl. The next member of the public who was wishing to speak.
Promoting Francis Nunez.
Thank you, Mr. Goldstein.
Ms. Nunez.
Yes.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will state the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and state your address for the record.
Name is Francis Nunez, Nunez, address 224 Market Street.
Okay, you'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you. I had similar questions as the last community member who spoke, hoping to get some clarity as well, like additional clarity, but wanted to point out a few really interesting standpoints on this. I had to do a lot of research on this. I am not a city planner or developer at all, but I am a community member who's very interested in this. So ANER literally stands for Area in Need of Redevelopment. And you all know this, but community members might not. And I've learned some new things. And as I was reading more into what accounts for ANR designations, it sounds like these are areas that like nobody would touch unless there was city intervention, unless there were some level of incentives for redevelopment. And this clearly isn't one of those areas because somebody already, this board already approved a project for redevelopment for 75 units here. So that's why I'm like, why would this even get an ANR designation? The city council did what it had to do. Obviously, you all have a specific job, which is to see if whether or not it constitutes. But I really believe that this is for areas that are like, think abandoned building with debris falling off of it that makes it like super dangerous and like shady activities happening, not like an area that was already approved for redevelopment. It just seems like a way to work around. And I'm really glad, Susan, that you mentioned the master plan, because this ANR designation makes it so that they don't have to follow the master plan for redevelopment. They can design their own. So there are just areas of concern here because I find it odd that there is even an ANR study being done on a property that is very clearly not dilapidated to the degree that other ANR studies have been conducted.
Madam Chair, would you like me to respond or?
Well, I didn't know if Ms. Nunez was done, but now she's muted.
Yeah, I'm done. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, and good for you that you're researching this. So I applaud you for that. Redevelopment is an interesting I guess, area of planning that has evolved over the years. It's been going on for years and years and years. And it used to be exactly what you said, which is, you'd go out and you'd know dilapidated buildings, vacant properties, the whole thing. That's how it started. And some of the criteria are related to that type of condition, but those aren't the only conditions that are that qualify properties to be areas, an area in need of redevelopment. So, you're right, but it's evolved. There is one criteria where it does say it has to be unlikely to be developed through the instrumentality of private capital. That's a whole other thing, but that's only one of the criteria. So there are other criteria that don't have that old time, I guess what I would say, consideration. And I wasn't relying on those. I was relying on the D and the H. And the H has been added more recently as one of the criteria, which is smart growth.
Got it. I'm sorry, one more question, because one thing that I read while researching is that there is like a public hearing that is hosted. Would that be the city council once you kick this back to them, or would it be the planning board that hosts that public hearing?
This is it.
Oh, this is the public hearing that gets hosted.
This is the public hearing. This is what has been advertised. This is what the study was on file for everybody to look at. What ultimately happens is it goes back to city council, but all city council does is adopt or modify or deny by resolution. There is no specific public notice or public hearing that occurs other than just a normal city council public meeting, public notice. So this is in fact the public hearing for this.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. So at this time, the process, I'm not certain, Mr. Plata, is that we're voting to affirm,
To recommend, right?
to recommend the adoption of the area.
Either to recommend the adoption or not, not to recommend.
Well, we know that. All right, so at this time, if we could have someone to present a motion with regards to this application.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, moved by Commissioner Purdy and seconded by Commissioner Austin. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spate,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Miles,
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes. All right, that, a area in need of improvement or redevelopment has been approved. We're going on to number 8, and that's 7R2G. The date on that is September 17th, and it's Ropes Place.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I guess I should be sworn in for this one too.
We're gonna accept you.
I may need to be just sworn in.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I've
Yeah.
worked by this.
Prophylactic, go ahead.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will say truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
There. Please state your name, spell your last name, your affiliation.
Susan Gruel, Gruel, planning consultant to the planning board. And our firm prepared the redevelopment study for 1220 Ropes Place, block 750.01, lots 61, 63, 65, and 62. That wasn't in order, but anyway. And that the date of the report is February 13th, 2026. And Brooke, I guess if you could put up the aerial for that as well, that would be great. And this site is in the Upper Roseville neighborhood. It is approximately 300 feet from the Branch Brook Park light rail station and a number of different bus stops. It is also within the study area is located in the C2 community commercial and residential zone. It is the area surrounding it is a mixed use area, including commercial and residential uses existing. In this instance, we evaluated the site as it relates to the statutory criteria and determined that it meets the one of the criteria, which is criterion H, which is again, and I'll just read it. So we go through this, and I just missed it. Criterion H is the designation of the delineated area is consistent with smart growth planning principles adopted pursuant to law and regulation. And I'm not going to go through everything that we have in our study because we go in very great detail as to why we believe that it meets the smart growth criterion. I'll just summarize the documents that we looked at and relied upon. We relied upon the fact that this is a transit-oriented development area. It's located several hundred feet from the light rail station, also from New Jersey Transit bus stops, so that it is a transit-oriented development area based upon as defined by the New Jersey Economic Opportunity Act of 2013. It is located in the high area of density, high job density, high area of walkability scoring. for under the New Jersey State Office for Planning Advocacy locator map. It also relates to the 2025 New Jersey State Development and Redevelopment Plan. It is within an urban center, one of the urban centers within the state. And the revitalization of urban centers is one of the primary goals within the state plan. It also is within and is defined as a smart growth area. And there are a number of strategies that we detail within our study as to what a smart growth planning area is. And that, again, it goes to is reinforced by the 2022 Newark Master Plan, which promotes compact development, walkability, revitalization of neighborhoods, and it does look at those as well as the fact that it does align, and your master plan aligns with smart growth planning principles. So as a result of all of those considerations, it is our opinion that it does meet criterion H, promoting smart growth. That's my testimony on that, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Gruhl. Commissioners, do any of you have any questions with regards to this area in need of redevelopment and criterion H?
Oh, and Madam Chair, I just would note this is also a non-condemnation area. I just want to make that clear on the record.
This is also non-condemnation. All right, I don't see any hands raised. If there are any members of the public who want to speak with regards to this area in need of improvement, please raise your hand or dial *9 at this time. You see any hands, Madam Secretary? All right. So at this point, we need a motion.
So move, Chair.
Second.
All right, moved by Commissioner James, seconded by Commissioner Purdy. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Spate, Commissioner De Silva,
So it's the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, and the hallway.
This is Commissioner Spade.
Your vote, sir?
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Miles,
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes. All right, so that application or area in need of redevelopment has been approved. All right. Can we reclaim the screen? Now we're going into executive session at this point.
You want to do the resolutions and minutes first? It's like,
Do we have them?
yeah, there's 6 resolutions.
All right, so let's go with the resolutions.
The first is CPB 25-90, which is 246, 264 Gillette Avenue.
All right. So this is, you're gonna teach us how you would do it. Dan would do something otherwise, so just show us how you want to do it.
We usually vote per resolution.
Okay, all right, so The members of the board who were present and voted affirmatively on CPV 2590 are, we have the list in front of you? Do you have it, Madam Secretary?
Yes, I have the list of resolutions.
You have the folks who voted on that affirmatively on 2590. Do you have that in front of you as well, or no?
No, I do not have that in front of me.
And I wouldn't have it either. How would you want to proceed, Mr. Plotter?
I don't have the vote sheet.
Right. We don't have the sheets in front of us.
Yeah. Hey, usually I would include the vote count in the resolution, but I didn't draft these.
Right. Learning curve. When are we meeting again? The next meeting is on May 4th? Or do we have a special before then? We have, the next meeting is on May 4th. At that time, Madam Secretary, if you can have this, Mr. Plata, the resolutions that you have, if you can let her know which sheets to have, or do you just want to make a general statement for the members of the commission who voted in affirmatively, that we can say yea or nay at this time?
Yeah.
Okay. So with regards to the application on that CPB 2590 on Jelif, members of the board who voted affirmatively, can you still affirm that your vote on that application? That would be.
Madam Chair, I think he's about to, I just wanted to know the date so I can tell if I was on the board then.
Right. So that's what makes it tricky. I think we're gonna have to wait until May 4th.
Hold on, I have the actual, that should have the date. So this was 2590. Which was heard on February 23rd, 2026.
So 25 days.
Oh, so I'm supposed to hold everyone's hands?
But what we wouldn't have would be the attendance sheets. Oh, I have it here. Wait a minute. No, let's come back to this because I'm reading something else on that one as well.
Okay.
All right, let's come back to the resolutions. Let's forego that into the next meeting. And I'll talk to you about it offline.
Okay.
All right, so with regards to minutes, which dates of minutes were submitted?
No minutes have been submitted, Madam Chair.
All right, so we're gonna forestall that as well. At this time, we would like to go into an executive session. There's some business we need to discuss off the public record.
Yeah, usually you take a motion to go into executive session.
I'd like to present a motion that we go into executive session. Can I have a second, please?
Second.